Hello, Eden here. How are you doing today? We're just going to talk about the basics of meditation, at least how I perceive it. And just to give quick qualifications, I've been doing this for over 20 years and it is my business, it is my life. There you go. So the way I'm going to describe it too is like everyone can do this, whether you call it prayer, whether you call it mindfulness, whether you call it connecting with more than just yourself, source or God or whatever, anything that floats your boat. Because meditation sometimes it's a lot less than it used to be, but people used to go, oh, meditation, I can't do that because of my religion, because of my beliefs. And it's mentioned in the Bible as well, multiple times. So this is something everyone can do. And if you need to tweak it a little bit to fit with your ideology and your background, go for it. All right. So for me, I like to get myself set up before I begin. So I take a bow, taking my knuckles right to the floor, right there on my forehead, just to let my body know, hey, I'm getting ready to go into my quiet time. I'm getting ready to do this thing. So if the bow feels appropriate for you, that's great. I do it right at the beginning and at the end. For those who don't feel comfortable with a bow, I'm like, do something else to set yourself up. If you need to just bring your hands together, if it's just nodding your head, just letting your physicality know I'm getting ready to spend this time with myself. And when I do this as well, it's doing it in gratitude, really setting an intention for it, not an expectation, because it's really difficult to set up an expectation every time. And we'll go into that in a minute. So setting yourself up physically first. I also think it's very important for you to have your hands open. You see many different hand positions, which are called mudras, and they all mean different things. This just means I am here, I'm ready, and I'm willing to be a part of all this and to be actively engaged. So I think this is great. Then, to me, it doesn't matter, oh, your posture has to be this way and you have to take deep breaths and no, I think as long as you're comfortable, as long as you're in a spot that you can feel as relaxed as possible and be uninterrupted, I think that's great. Also, I don't really care or advise that you do it at this certain time. You have to do it, at this block of time always. So the pineal gland, which is really important, I think, in all of this, is most active in the morning times. So mornings are great, but you might not be a morning person. So do it at night. The only thing I do recommend is not doing it while you're in bed. So something that is outside of sleep specifically. So if you meditate right before bed, find a spot, close it up, and then go to sleep. So not worried about posture, not worried about breathing. To me, meditation is unique with everybody. So there isn't one way. That's how I also help people in terms of what is most comfortable for you. So it isn't we have these 10 steps and you have to follow these perfectly or else you're not doing it. Time. To me, it also doesn't matter how much time you dedicate it to it or how many days a week you do it. For some people, it is really good for you to dedicate every day to keep you conscious of it, to keep you connected with it. I would say at least 3 to 5 times a day, especially if you're just 3 to 5 times a day, 3 to 5 times a week, especially if you're just getting started, because it's interesting. For my younger clients, typically this isn't very hard to do. For my older or 30 and above, sometimes 20, it is probably the most difficult thing they've ever done in their life, because for those of us in the States, you are expected to be doing. And if you're not doing something, you're not being responsible, you're not being good. So to sit and do nothing is not within our culture. Yet, let me tell you, this is not sitting and doing nothing. This is being very active, it's challenging to be in the present moment. And for me, someone who's done it for a long time, it's hard to even explain what it is. And I'll end with this, and I'll do another meditation in a moment. kind of a beginner's meditation, but also advanced folks can do this as well. So to really start getting you into it and getting you comfortable with it. But yet, if you've been doing this for a long time, you'll just ease right into it as well. And also talking about how meditation assists you. When I first started doing this a long time ago, people were like, ah, and then I started teaching corporate classes. So it's really become much more mainstream as well. So we'll talk about that some also. Okay, next.